Hi everyone. I always set a guided writing challenge for your child to have a go at. I'm just going to model quickly what this one looks like. Please remember you can complete this at any point during the week. It doesn't just have to be today. That's absolutely fine with me. And also please remember as well, so I'd spoken to previously just about clarifying which challenge would be helpful for your child to have a go at. And so I've put the challenges up and I'll go through them, which number it is for you. Finally, it's also just worth noting that you don't have to print these off and complete them if you don't have the facility or if you're not able to do that. That's absolutely fine. You're more than welcome to maybe just look at the pictures on a device that you're using, and then they could be sounded out in the book that we sent home, or just on paper, or however you're able to do so. Okay, so this challenge is what we call like a little short burst writing challenge. So the idea here is that it's more about phonics rather than sort of linking to sort of the personal writing we've done as well, the imaginative writing. So this one is just about sounding out. So this is challenge 1. So the idea is it's sounding out the words. So we've got sun, we've got hop for the hopper. We've got zip on the space jacket, we've got bag, and then the bottom two just make it a little bit harder because they start using digraphs. So there's a very early digraph, which is the ring for the sound for Saturn, and then Mars because that's the sound that we've been learning this week in our phonics. So that just gives a little bit of extra challenge there. So again, because this is a phonics task, really we're focusing on the sounding out, so don't worry too much. Sometimes the sounding out itself can be a big thing to focus on, and that the actual letter formation is a lot to cope with at the same time. So don't worry too much if your child's so focusing on their phonics. But it's always helpful to model. So we've got the word for sun, so then they can have a go sounding it out using those segmenting skills and writing those in. Challenge 2. So this challenge is, again, we've got similar at the top. So we've got the ring, focusing on one of our previous digraphs that we've learnt. We've also then got the earth. Now, obviously, the earth is spelled with an A, whereas the way that I'm phonetically spelling it, if I sound it out and model that to you now, so either segmenting it as a reception child would segment it, then they'd be thinking, okay, so you can hear those two sounds. The slower you say it, the more easy it is to recognise what the digraphs are. So then we've got our so you can hear those two digraphs. So that would be brilliant. So don't worry about the A. Obviously, if your child's really interested, or if they're noticing the fact that they don't think it's spelled the right way, always then have that conversation, and you could talk about the real spelling. But as I say, this age range, I just wouldn't expect it. It would be moving sort of developmentally ahead, really, of what I'd expect. Then we've also got the Mars rover, so that links to the R and the sound, which is a good one to sound out. It's also for rover. It's also got the O, which is the O sound that we've done recently too. So there's lots of really nice phonic sound in there to have a go at doing. And then at the bottom, there's a couple of lines which I've added in, which can be really helpful just to write something very short, or to practice letter formation. So it could be useful, for instance, to do something that they notice that might be very simple, just starting to put a few words together. So I would start with a sentence starter like it is, because they're two animal words, and then you might want to pick out one thing. So it might be that you've got you might want to do it is a laser that you can see, or it is red, as in the surface. Obviously, it's not really about the sentence being brilliantly making grammatical sense. It's about trying to apply phonics. So I'll do it is red. So I'll think about the capital. It, then model the space is, and then red. So something like that that they could have a go at doing as they're trying to build up into more of a sentence level activity. And then finally, if it's challenge free, then there's some more writing around the Mars rover. So it might be that you can start applying some of the things that you learned last week when we started looking at the Mars rover, or it might be that you want to think a little bit more about describing the Mars rover and what you can see. So it might be that you want to talk about the fact that it's got wheels, using the E sound is a really good way there as well. Or it might be the fact that it's got buttons, or the fact that it's collecting moon rocks and things like that. So the idea then is that your child, it's much more about teaching the sentence. So you're there thinking about what it is that they want to write, thinking about one word for each finger or thumb on their hand, and then having a go at sounding it out. Always useful as well to draw on the sound maps resources that I've put onto Teams, or your animal words, just like we would in phonics, having those in front of us so that we've got that supporting tool there. It's important to know it's not cheating if you use those, like that, use them, because that's how children are going to learn, and that's how they learn as well, that important skill of actually what's going to help me when I want to write a message down. Okay, thank you very much for checking the video out, and thanks, bye.